Hello and welcome to Bullet Witch. Yeah, it's nice and dramatic, ain't it? New Year's special because I'm hoping to get this out in time for the New Year's Eve, New Year's night sort of period. So here's hoping. Yes. So but up front here, I did record a video of this a little bit earlier today, and I had tinkered with my sound settings too much because I left out my video capture card amongst all the setting tweaks I was doing mostly for PC stuff. And I recorded quite a bit of audio commentary of me playing the game, but there was no game sound captured on the final cut, which was a colossal oversight, and I knew what I'd done wrong after the fact, but still, should have did a test beforehand. I didn't. I just confirmed I was heard okay, and that was it. Bad me. Bad. Shouldn't have done that. So, here we are instead doing this. I have to turn on the autosave function again. I don't know why I have to keep doing that. So, I will run the game again from the first level. I'm afraid there'll be fewer surprises, but hey, it'll be a shorter video for that exact reason. Right, so let me run through some of the stuff that I mentioned in the previous video that no longer exists. Forget about it. Turn up the turn speed slightly. Controller configuration. Oh, I was right, yeah. It doesn't even mention the triggers in here at all. Sorry, not the triggers, the R3, L3, or right click, left click functions in here at all. Which is weird because they both have a purpose in this game. Whereas Y, as you can clearly see there, is listed as not used. That is a lie. It is used to cancel going into the magic ring stuff. But you'll see that as I'm playing. So, there you go. What else is in here? All your power-ups are in here, and you can change your costume. But I think that's DLC only crap, and I ain't throwing any more money at this game. It's already had enough paid for it. It wasn't very much. I got it out of a second-hand store some time ago. I had a friend of mine refer to this game as mediocre. So, around the first level, I had 150 skill points, and I spent them all. One was spent into hit points to put up to level 2, so I have slightly more HP regen. Same with MP. There's a gun rod, which is the weapon you use to shoot all the baddies and stuff. You start off with the machine gun form at level 1. You can get a shotgun. I bought the cannon form because it was also 50 points. And finally there's a Gatling form. I look forward to getting that one eventually. And finally you have Witchcraft, which lets you use magical powers, like Ancient Wall, which lets you put a wall up. That's it, that's all you do. And Willpower, which lets you knock back objects. Doesn't really work on people. It works on like throwing cars around a little bit. I wasn't impressed. And the other move you start with is Sacrifice. You heal injured civilians. I'll get into a little bit of that later. And Raven's Panic's the last one, but I have to unlock that with some points. I got 150 points. I basically put 2 of them into helping my HP and MP regen, and I got the rifle form of the gun rod. Otherwise, you just machine gun everything. Simple enough. Wish the original cut could have made it, but it didn't. And I didn't see a way to reset my abilities in there, actually. Let me just take a look. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's any way to not do that. So, yeah, my first run's sadly gonna have to stand whether I wanted to or not. Bit annoying, but there you are. I'll run normal again, same as last time. And now we begin in what looks like a misty forest. There's a skull of something there. Ooh. Startling. Looks like somebody or something's trudging through here. It's not a bad walk. Then you see a weird cutaway to a snake on a wall? Somewhere? Look like an ancient tomb or some such. Back and forth between woodland and hieroglyphic wall with better drawing skills than I have. And there's a giant pit with lots of... I don't know what those are meant to count as when they're coming out the side. There's some sort of beast. And this person decides that they'd rather go into the pit and see what's at the bottom. Which scares the crows, as it naturally should. And then the spikes get a bit agitated and close up, and they cause a shockwave. Yeah. Yeah, you not expect the shockwave? I didn't either. But yes, so whatever that was supposed to be, someone throwing themselves into a pit. Now we start seeing places, mostly based in the US. Then the US gets a red outline, and then red blobs go off. Giant quake strikes Usk west coast because they didn't put a dot in there. Magnitude 8.7, which is a pretty big magnitude actually. Fairly devastating stuff. There's a highway that's not got enough cars on it to be believable. Global warfare, a new Middle East war because apparently the quake that hits the US sort of allows the Middle East to decide to kick off once more. I don't know against who, don't know if it was internal or what, but non-specific. Then street crime for no reason. Then a homicidal virus ravages the world. So, you know, Umbrella finally unleashed their evil plans. And then apparently just claimants just start going nuts, and a pile of nations starve. Apparently Legions of Horror, the worldwide massacre begins. That one's the least specific. I don't know who the Legions of Horror are. And Dies Hungry is one of those signs back there, which I always found was a bit strange. And then suddenly there's monsters with faces on their chest, and... well, they're more like zombies, I guess. 2012, Nations Dead. Which one? All of them? 2013, Humanity's Dusk. Ooh. Is coming. Yeah, no need to fancify it there. Extinction is at hand and so on. And then suddenly it's October on the East Coast. That crow survived the fearful quakening of like 6 years ago or something. The humans are looking kind of crappy. None of them can run to save themselves. Luckily it doesn't matter because they all get shot seemingly. Surprising lack of bullet wounds on them.
It's game over.
I get it because I'm playing a video game. That or you're playing a really shit game of hitting the bullet on the corpse. Offering prayers is not a good idea.
Prayers? You should have done that before.
Don't worry, the significance of prayers will come along soon. Yeah, don't shoot the Raven, it survived the quake.
Bad.
I think that was too bad. Didn't regard the Raven as important enough. Really good sense of hearing, surprisingly enough.
Hey, there's something better than a...
Is it a stork?
She's got nice skin.
Please don't look for her skin. I mean, I think you actually have a... what is that, a poncho of skin already? Around your shoulders, neck area?
Witches don't need prayers.
Witches don't need prayers. Yeah, prayers go to gods. Are you planning to take a job in godhood? Is that what you're asking for? Alright, so here's some basic controls. Left stick move, right stick aim, of course. Right trigger to shoot. Apparently right click to switch between views. Again, wasn't on the controls. You hold right trigger, your gun comes out and you just fire it as much as you want. I have 9 bullets left. You might think to yourself, where's she going to get bullets from? Magic. She just reloads from her literal magic pool in the top right corner. That's what the purple bar is.
The
Number of Geists has increased since we got here.
It's
Proof that the main body is nearby.
That putrid stench of death. The demon here. It's even stronger.
I have a psychic voice in my head.
It seems this city is also doomed to destruction.
There's jumping around. He's got like an evasion type thing going on. I actually never tried a backwards one. Left and right one, she jumps a bit like she's meant to be Ada Wong from the Resident Evil game. At least the more recent ones anyway. So, yeah, that's basically the gist of it. Human, not a Geist. But I'm in like what looks like a crappy suburban area that's got a handful of people left. I use this gun rod, which still looks weird when I'm running with it. I feel like she shouldn't be as balanced as she is carrying it this way. Like, just because she's holding it like with one hand primarily at a weird angle, and the imagined weight I would expect to have on a gun like that. Yeah, they're something really off with it. I thought it was on with her run cycle originally, but I was like, no, wait, it's back to her balance, doesn't make sense.
How did it come to this?
Let's see, I've got powers. And, for some reason, they give you your first 2 powers in the first screen, then they give you 1 power on the second screen of powers, I don't know why. And then, eventually you get lightning, during this mission. Which is really cool, I actually like lightning very much. They then try and encourage you to do, like, cover-based shooting with, like, stuff around here. Why the people creep around here strangely like this, I don't know. You can also shove people around, that's always quite fun. I am a witch, so you know, having powers is definitely a thing I have, but there you go. Okay, that's what happens. You might think to yourself, well, with all this cool jumping around, maybe, you know, there's going to be some interesting platforming bits. But no, this game doesn't actually do platforming. You can climb up onto certain objects, like cars and things. But, you can't actually get over most obstacles then. There's a lot of invisible walls and not enough height to your jumps to do most of the expected navigating you'd look for. But I got a checkpoint. There's more Geists. They just seem to just casually hang out in suburban areas and kill people. They're all dressed the same. They all seem to be militaristic. They seem to have like the same sort of pants, helmet, poncho skin with faces on it and stuff. Stop killing that guy, please. Okay, so witches don't need prayers, but for some reason the game does encourage me massively to keep healing humans. There's only one reason I found at the very frickin' end of the level as to why. Also, I just spew blood on them and the people are healed. That's how you fix people around here. And you might think to yourself, what the hell? What does bathing in a witch's blood do to cause people to, you know, get up again? But if there's an answer to that, I will never know. Also, you can't walk or run up the top step in any of these buildings. Well, you could have bet, but on some of these areas you couldn't. The only way you can get up them is by jumping. Because, I don't know, every time I come across a game which involves the ability to jump, they seem to neglect going up steps. Going up steps seems to be a thing they neglect rather hard. You guys keep ignoring me, which is kind of interesting considering I'm clearly an armed threat compared to like all the humans in this game who seemingly, not one human in the entire US East Coast seemingly managed to keep a gun or is willing to use one. So they will bathe in my blood and, you know, thank me forever, but again, I don't need prayers. But I don't get anything from these guys. Like, they don't actually reward me in any way. They don't heal me, they don't hand me magical bullets, they don't give me any sort of use whatsoever. It's only at the end of the level. You get a bonus for people saved. Like, you know, humans survived or something like that. But there's no explanation or, you know, reasoning given for why I give a damn about the humans. Because, for all intents and purposes, I probably shouldn't. I'm a witch. And I don't really have any direct ties to humans that the game's ever explained or otherwise expressed. Just basically went, ah yeah, you're a witch. Humans bleed. You can heal them with sacrifice. Leave that human alone, please. And yeah, they're all a bit stupid. They just run around seemingly really early and don't have any concept on how to not be murdered by the Geists around here. I mean, I'm sure there's jokes about how dumb people are, but I'm fairly sure that they're not so awful that they don't have the natural instinct to maybe hide from an imminent threat. Or when they're being actively shot to try and, you know, hide somewhere. Take cover. Get away really fast. Any of these things. The guys in the first cutscene managed to do that, at least to a degree. Other than that one fully fell over, but I mean, that was it. But yeah, I don't know where she keeps getting the ammo out of either. Because even though it comes out of my mana pool when I reload, I still have to be generating these bullets somehow. Where does she get them from? I don't know. I mean, she must even be filling in the cases and stuff too somehow with magic, so that's kind of cool. So yeah, for once you can actually say that, you know, these bullets magically appear and they wouldn't be inaccurate. But yeah, there you go. This is basically the game. The enemy types are a little basic. I don't know if I can shoot people. I never really tried because, unlike most people I play games with, I'm not an asshole. I try not to, you know, find out if I can actually do friendly fire and stuff. Everyone else I meet seems to do that for their own amusement. You can offer me something in return? Oh, is that just prayers? I feel like that's just prayers. Witches don't need them, apparently. I don't want to, you know, accidentally become a god. That would be pretty awful. I'll keep saving all these people and keep taking their prayers, but nope, I don't want anything. Prayers are fine, you can have them. And look, I can't even jump like a basic wall and stuff in this. It's so weird because this is basically meant to be some sort of evasion. They try and, you know, prevent you from taking hits. But, I mean, you move fast enough on foot. I don't know who this philosophy voice in my head is, but I haven't met them. I haven't had any explanation for who they are. The opening cutscene to this game is just a bit of a promo video of seeing the game in action a bit. And then there's a music video part that plays like halfway through for the remaining half of the video, and I don't really know why they don't have the song just going on throughout. I'm guessing they only had enough song for like whatever the track length was, just half of that exactly. But either way, as you come down here, you saw green stuff blocking me off. You'll be like, oh, that's weird, isn't it? The game's full of invisible walls too, so yeah, that's what makes it even more strange. Wasn't there a guy just pinged me from somewhere else? Also, the textures are about as good as you think whenever it's struggling to do the grass. Barriers interfere with your progress by blocking paths and becoming completely impassable and indestructible. Yeah, I never got that tutorial message because I never actually came this close to it. All the other tutorial messages I was getting before when I played this the first time, none of them are coming back up again, which is a bit unusual. And this guy is also being blocked off. This is literally the enemies blocking off their own guys from being able to come fight me, which is interesting. Now, there's a back alley down there, but it's also blocked off. So yeah, this is how they basically pen you in to make you go certain places in certain directions. I assure you that it gets old very quick. And invisible wall. Yep, you cannot, for any explanation, go that way. Oh, hi. I do have a melee attack. It's a 2-hit combo, but it seems to have killed most of the rank and file I've encountered so far. So, yeah, for a game about guns and stuff, I've found more use in the melee a lot of the time, because whenever they get up close, their accuracy is not too bad. Oh. That is a floating brain with still most of the body still attached to it. Okay, so there's that. Right. There is the belief that I should be able to use my powers and stuff. Like, for example, there's an ancient wall. And it sits here for, what, 3 or 4 seconds? And then goes away. And I'm going, what is the point? There's barely enough time to maybe reload your gun, and that's about it. There's level ups to these things, but it just said about its durability. It didn't say anything about its time length, so that was a bit strange. I feel like it was a pointless power. The force shove thing doesn't work on people, only works on, like, bins and cars and stuff. So that's not brilliant either. You get sacrifice where you bleed out on people. And then finally you got lightning, which is about the only good one, but it's for set pieces. And you just shoot the naked, floating, oversized brain man. And that gets rid of your barriers. Like, it feels like a field experiment where, you know, these guys had giant overinflated heads that could just levitate but not do anything useful with their powers afterwards.
It looks like the shield is down. Let's keep moving.
There's some indestructible environmentness to this game as well, which is nice. But it's still fairly limited overall. There's some nice places you can just detonate and it's pretty fun. But yeah, the whole game's a bit of a it's a bit of just a third-person shooter that's not terrible, but because there's a feeling of there should probably be some platforming aspects, but they didn't want to go with it for whatever reason. It just sort of lost out on some stuff there. And the powers and stuff that they gave you, that you can kind of play with, just don't really feel like they're really that useful. Some of the other abilities, maybe they're good. Maybe these ones get better later on or something. But, I mean, for a game that encourages cover, and there's plenty of stuff laying around most of the time, I can't see the wall's purpose, really. The wall doesn't do anything. Doesn't even buy you enough time for anything more than maybe a reload. And, ditto for the force push thing. It's all like, yeah, you can, like, throw trucks and cars at the enemy and stuff. But the enemy goes down relatively easy from just a couple of torso shots, so why bother? Also, the shield technically saves him. But you can get up on, say, this van. You're above the shield now. Same problem. The invisible wall sort of extends much further up, but it only visibly goes up like a couple of feet. So, I don't know. I thought it would have been smart to maybe let you shoot over it, maybe. Show the kind of weaknesses of the giant floating brain people. So, it just forces a specific path you have to take. Then you fight the, like, 2 or 3 soldiers. And then that's it. You just fight some, you just shoot some soldiers. Mostly with just some torso shots as a grenade launcher guy. This was the part in the tutorial where it's all like, yeah, you can do like dodging and dodge the rockets and missiles. And I'm thinking to myself, that's nice and all, but most of the time you can just sort of just lightly run to the side and you achieve the same effect. It's just for visual sake only that you bother with the whole jumping bit. Because the animation of just sitting around right after you land and stuff's just not worth it, so I find the whole evasion thing to be very, very pointless. And because this game doesn't really encourage platforming because of all the invisible walls and stuff, it feels like an unnecessary feature. You know, some dramatics for the sake of it.
Ordinary attacks won't do us any good. Time to call down the thunder.
Lightning can now be used. And then you go ahead and... Oh. Hi, guys. Ooh. Okay. When you do the lightning animation, it sort of freezes time while you do this. The trucks themselves usually just sit there, and then the guys still do stuff. But that time it actually fired. But I think the entire game just didn't care about the fact that I should have had a missile going there. So whatever way the animations in this game work, the lightning set piece seems to just override most of what the enemy could do, or was trying to do. Also, this water tower is not breached in the damn slightest. When I played this the first time around, same thing, it was kind of half glitched into these things, but it still didn't seem to mind much. And also now we're at my favourite burger diner in the entire world. This is the Fresh Burger Kitchen. And if you look in these grimy ass windows, you'll see that it probably is very much still Fresh Burger, and there might even be a kitchen in there. I don't know. This game doesn't have any internal areas, annoyingly. At least none so far. But yes, the Fresh Burger Kitchen. This was a place. I am unsure if it's based on a real place in the US, but I'm gonna hope not, because I would hope that their marketing teams are slightly better than that. Oh, hello. Ah, right. More generic dudes. As I've pointed out a few times, these guys don't take much in the way of actual damage. The ammo's not a limiting factor in the slightest, and combat's fairly straightforward. Like I say, there's a whole jumping around, dodging mechanic and such, but they don't really ever do anything with it. I don't know how you switch forms, because these guns, I picked up a cannon gun form, but the game's never actually taught me how to switch to it. A is to jump. Oh, B is to do this. Okay. That's a guy with a rocket or a grenade. I believe that was a grenade. There's that random wheel again. No explanation for why there's sometimes just a stray wheel. I'm guessing it came off one of these vehicles, but... Also, by the way, if you're ever unsure about what number you need to dial for your ambulance, don't worry, they got you covered. I can't imagine there's too many parts in the entire English-speaking world that doesn't know what the US's emergency services number is. It is different in, like, Europe and stuff, but... Yeah, it's a bit weird. I don't know. I always figured that one's a bit strange, that you need to plaster it that hard on your ambulance. Alright, so just take out these remaining couple of guys. We have an oil tanker. Huh, don't remember doing that last time. I might have, but I don't really recall. But yeah, the explosions and stuff of the vehicles looks really nice, but I don't feel like its blast radius is actually worth writing home about, honestly. Like I say, these guys don't actually take that much abuse, but seemingly the further out you are, the more just erratic the actual shooting is. There's no real rhyme or reason, because you can't really see the shots happening. Right, the end mission of the level turns out that it's based on a time. Oh. Based on a time, and it's also based on saving civilians and like a kill bonus as well, so. Strike it with lightning, blows up a bunch of vehicles. And yeah, that's basically all the lightning's for. There's APCs and the like laying around. You basically bash it with your overpowered spell, and then you laugh then as you go off into the sunset. It seems to be 2 shots to put him down with a cannon. Ow. I'm thinking this might be one of those, it works even more effectively when you aim with this right-click mode. I found that in some really old games. I can't remember which ones off the top of my head, but unless you were in some sort of aiming mode, you didn't seem to do as much damage with your shot than if you weren't in that mode. And there was never really any explanation as to why that was the case, so I think this might be an instance of that. It's hard to know. Okay, I'm going to go down here now because I did explore this whole area before last time, which was all sorts of thrilling. I'm sure I'll edit that out. I would have edited that out anyway. But I'll probably have to edit out some of this later. Oh, hi, everything. In this instance, though, I know that I have to come down here to shoot one floating brain guy in a locked-up lot that I can't get into for some reason. Oh, hi. Apologies for ignoring you. You guys literally make no noise. And don't really stand out. It's very strange. You'd think the enemies in a game should probably stand out a bit. And it's not just because they're, you know, undead soldier boys or something. It's literally, they don't make any noise, they aren't colorful in the slightest, they don't stand out. And most times when I was playing this before, the only reason I actually knew enemies were present is because they fired on me first. I thought the empty lot was here, but I'm wrong. It's actually down the street and to my left. There's a guy up on a balcony over there. Fire escape, whatever. Hi, I remember you. It's the closest thing to tactics this game bothers with. I'm getting kind of mowed down a bit because some of the guys are really close. Yeah, when these guys actually get close, they can do some actual damage because I don't know how accuracy works in this game, but it feels like get close enough, do damage is the general rule for both of us. Which is just strange because the game's trying to encourage me to use like an aiming feature as well as giving me what is essentially a rifle. Sniper, possibly. Which is this cannon mode thing. Doesn't really have a zoom though, is part of the problem. And he reacted like 10 minutes after I hit him with the second bullet. Right, where is this guy? Problem is these guys sometimes blend into the shrubbery. And then seeing them there is a bit of a problem. Yeah, I don't know. There's a big delay between me hitting them with the rifle and it actually hitting them. It's a bit strange. I didn't have the rifle whenever I was playing this before. It was just all machine gun all the time. This guy's just in this lot. You think you could probably jump over this because it feels like it's low enough to the ground. But no. So, shoot out the brain. That lets me onto the bridge, which is where the major city is, where apparently all the cool shit must live. And, oh yeah, I can crouch, which apparently improves my accuracy, by the way. Which I feel isn't correct, but also these flap things that are part of my dress just freak the fuck out when I walk around like this. Particularly if I aim and I kind of walk on a weird angle, the physics just go ape shit, which is kind of fun. Reminds me of the red scarf of Shinobi and the PS2 version of Shinobi. Which is probably one of the only positive things I can say about that game, because it wasn't very good, if I remember right. I have it somewhere, but not the most interesting game in the world, unfortunately. Which is a shame, because I loved Revenge of Shinobi on the Sega Mega Drive, or Genesis for the US guys. And I even liked the Shinobi game on the Game Gear. Also, this is a gas station. This has many soldiers, and it wants me to blow it up. I could, but I found that I could actually just lure them around a corner and just kill them that way. Which defeated the point for me. I was like, well, what's the point me bothering then if I can just lure them around and pick them off one or two at a time? Instead of trying to blow up a gas station when I'm trying to, you know, help the humans and stuff. Also, this thing will only blow up if I actually attack the cars. The actual pumps themselves, apparently not. He is aiming at none. Yeah, the enemies in this game don't seem bothered by the fact that you actually are sometimes there. They seem to be focused more on shooting humans off to the side somewhere, of which they're barely paying attention to. Like, there's a human on up there. He was a bit further down when I met him the last time. Yeah, so he's actually running down the ways, which makes sense. I know he's running up towards the problems because, you know, humans in this universe are really, really bright and intelligent folk. Now, weirdly, when I was up there before, wow, those shadows just popped back into existence, huh? When I was up there before, he was actually further down here and didn't seem to get in as much trouble. I did blow up this gas station, and then there's a little bit at the end of the level. It's all like, you know, gas station explodes. Woman in black was seen near it and stuff. So I'm not going to blow it up, in the hopes that the game's smart enough to not mention it. My suspicion is that a gas station's still going to have exploded somewhere, and I'm still going to get the blame for it. But I'm willing to wait it out and see. Hello. Yeah, these guys are infinitely poor in their accuracy. I think I found a human around this car park, this parking lot. Last time I was running around here, it was when I came from the other direction, but I didn't actually try and use sacrifice to heal him. And by the time I came back here later, after having ran around half the level, he was gone, and I don't know where he went, but that was magically it, just nothing. I only got like 70% survival rate or something at the end of that level the last time, which I guess was because I didn't know to use sacrifice on people before that point, so there you go. I'm hearing ravens, so they're still kicking around apparently. But yeah, I thought there was a way around to the brain from like this side through the gas, through this area, but nope. No mention. Also, pay attention to its name. This place is called Well Gas. But the news report, if it comes up at the end, it still claims that I destroyed it somehow. It didn't mention the name of the place at all. It was just a gas station. It was very non-specific. And I think that was them covering their ass in case you don't blow this thing the fuck up. So, we shall see. Hello, sir. I don't know why you're here, and I don't know how you got past all the brain barriers, but alright. And now to fight the everything. Oh. Yeah, he's not going to hit me from that side anyway. At least not through fair, legitimate means anyway. But as you can see, relatively easy to fight everything in this game. They are not very bright. Man, those shadows and stuff just absolutely don't work. Look at that. I'm just moving the camera slightly and it just can't figure it out. Okay, so I have to hit these guys with lightning because there's two of these things. Yeah, what I just said. No prayers. Only set-piece destruction. Speaking of which, after I do this part, I have an extra problem I have to deal with. There's actually a guy back further this way this time. Huh. So, now I've done that, I believe... Yeah, this next scene happens. And some friends are going to just spawn out of absolutely nowhere. I don't think I'm the only one who can use magic, and I'm not saying that just because there's a giant floating brain. Down there at the bottom of the bridge, down where that human is still loitering, like 8 different soldiers just spawning out of absolutely thin air. No mention, no explanation, nothing. There's not a word about them. They just spawn and just run up the hill. They try and fight me. So, I don't know why that's the case, but a lot of them just appear and just get involved in a big fight up here. Pretty sure they still abuse that human as well, so that sucks. But yeah, brain dude. It basically just sort of brings all of all these vehicles to itself, just to defend itself. It's supposed to do an attack, because it did actually kill me, I think. Sort of back attacked me while I was fighting the everything coming up the hill. But that was it. And these guys aren't either spawning or they haven't gotten up the hill yet. Whichever one it is, it doesn't matter. Because I will just get out of here now and call it a successful mission. I should have had slightly better success stats at the end of this level compared to last time, but I only got like 150 points to spend on stuff last time, so we'll see. Oh, tanks gone, traffic jam ends, the illegally parked tanks are gone, easing traffic congestion. Oh, okay, so they did actually change that based on me not blowing up the gas station. Alright, points for actually paying attention and doing that. That's nice of you, game. So that's kind of fun. Because I did destroy the gas station last time, based on the tutorial kind of encouraging it, so I didn't, and now it's smart enough to go, oh, they weren't destroyed, so we'll go ahead and just talk about something else, which did happen, which is a forced set piece. I don't know if I could have got past the armored car. I'm pretty sure that's not the case, because the floating brain was there to barrier me in, so that's how they got around that. Smart though, well done. That's a bit better. My survival rate was slightly worse than last time, but I did get an A. I got a B last time. So, my clear time was better, but not by a while lot, honestly. But I was a C on that last time. And the survival rate was only 70% last time, so that was a B, I think. So, there you go. I don't know who died or what survival didn't happen or whatever, but, you know, it's hard to babysit everyone, considering they all don't make noise. At least not enough for me to notice, so okay, there you go. One run through the first mission of this game. I'll spend up these points. I'll probably put up 2 or 3 more of these videos at most, I would say, just to kind of show off some of the potential stuff the game can offer when you kind of get some points into things. I would like the enemy variety to be a lot better, but I mean, what do you do? There's only so much you can kind of talk about when it comes to the enemies in this game. They're not the most interesting, and they just don't even spawn shots that well. I don't know if the game will explain quite a few of the things in this world, really, but there you go. And with that, we got a video. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you another time, folks. Bye-bye.